Surprise, motherfucker!
Hey, what's up guys, it's Kez here from the Deductive Monocle, and today we're going to be doing a countdown of the top 5 games of 2015. We have Mad Max. As far as movie license games goes, this is pretty good. There are very few games out there that have actually made good movie license titles, like Spider-Man 2 back on the PlayStation 2, and the old Spider-Man games on the PS1, God, those were fun to play. And more recently, obviously, the Batman Arkham games, or at the very least the first 2 Batman Arkham games. We don't speak about the others. In mentioning which, it's probably also fair to note that Mad Max definitely borrowed its hand-to-hand combat from the Batman series, which many games have increasingly been doing lately. The game on a whole isn't anything spectacular, it wasn't necessarily anything crazy innovative, but it was a very solid title, and especially for a movie license game. Hopefully we'll see a shift in the trend of movie license games in 2016 following this as inspiration. Coming in at number 4 we have, well, Fallout 4. Fallout never changes. There was an astronomical amount of hype behind this game, and because of that reason I feel almost bad for Bethesda, because the chance of them actually being able to meet this level of hype was near to none, guys, let's be honest. But nonetheless, the game is incredibly fun, and hours will pass you by if you're not careful when playing this. However, compared to its predecessors, I don't think it's an overstatement to say that the game has definitely taken steps backwards. I mean, power armor is ridiculously easy to find now. That's not a joke, you can find something like the first 20 minutes of being released into the wasteland. The difficulty is piss easy, even on harder settings. And it feels as if Bethesda's appealing more towards this new wave of fans it picked up with Skyrim, as opposed to trying to appease its long-term fans. Which is a shame, because Bethesda is a studio which has always been regarded with rather high integrity. Hopefully this won't slip away, but it's not looking the best. The game itself looks great. Arguably not as good as it should, but great nonetheless. And overall, it is definitely one of the better titles of 2015, regardless of its flaws. Coming in at number 3, we have Bloodborne, a branch of everybody's favourite love-hate relationship franchise, Dark Souls. Provided with the opportunity to suffer the same ambivalence as you did in the previous titles, Bloodborne is sure to get your blood going. And by that I mean piss you right off. Yes, you can expect to be dying, again, a lot. But this time in the pleasant scenery of a nightmarish steampunk Victorian England clusterfuck. Something which, quite frankly, only From Software could have pulled off as well as it did. The art style is pretty damn nice. They captured the image of what they were going for perfectly, and the enemies in the game look freaky. Very freaky. Like the director of It breeded with Freddy Krueger. That, or they got their art team to pop a butt ton of acid before going into a sleep paralysis, and inspiring their art style in anything they saw during that trippy hallucinogenic state. If you was a fan of the previous Dark Souls titles, Bloodborne actually may or may not be for you. You see, Bloodborne is a lot faster paced than the previous titles, and it may take some serious readjusting too, so just because you're ganking people left, right and centre on Dark Souls doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be ganked by the variety of nightmarish ghoulies which you will encounter in Bloodborne. We have Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. In order to avoid going off on a tangent about Konami and its questionable employee ethics and whatever scrapped content Ground Zeroes was, I'm going to try and break down the new Metal Gear Solid as quickly as possible. It's a mastery of gameplay mechanics. The game can be summed up in one word: fun. From hiding in boxes to halting cars with horse crap, Metal Gear's gameplay is, I dare say, the best in recent years. The story is good, though not as good as previous titles, in my opinion, though you certainly won't find yourself as bored with this game as quickly as you will with other titles released this year. There are very few games out there which I would put a definite purchase label on, but Metal Gear Solid 5 is definitely one of them, regardless of any slips that are apparent in the second half of the game. Now, time for a quick second to give some honourable mentions. All in all, 2015 has been quite a letdown for gaming, quite frankly, but there are 2 or 3 real gems this year. This being one of them. Undertale. Created by Toby Fox, it is without a doubt one of the best games to come out in recent years. Even basic game mechanics such as saving served a key premise. No microtransactions, excellent replay value, and quite frankly nothing short of a masterpiece. So, you're probably wondering why the bloody hell isn't on the list then. My reasoning is this. It's a great game, yes, but it's not for everyone. You see, Undertale has a niche, and in this niche it is very comfortable. what it's supposed to do, it does very, very well, which quite frankly is fuck your mind. However, there are very few consumers nowadays who you could sit down in front of this game and they would sit and play there from start to finish, which quite frankly is a shame because the game is nothing short of a masterpiece. However, if it can't apply to the majority of people, then I'm afraid I can't put it as one of the best games of 2015, despite what me and you may deep down in our hearts know. Now, coming in at number 1, we have The Witcher 3. Come on guys, let's be honest here, there really wasn't any other contender for Game of the Year this year. I mean, the game on a whole, beautiful graphics, excellent narrative, wonderful gameplay mechanics, and quite frankly, the sheer scope of this game was absolutely mind-blowing. The fact that I could explore openly and not be punished for it, seeing an island in the distance, jumping on a boat, sailing over there, only to find that there actually is quest material over there, and not all main story material. Which, by the way, the side quests in this game would put a lot of main stories of games this year to shame. On top of that, CD Projekt Red has released DLC for the game, which is actually longer than some titles released this year. That in itself is absolutely mind-boggling. For once, I find DLC which I wouldn't be ashamed to pay for. Getting value for your money is rare in 2015, and now we've actually seen it. EA, take the hint. And there you go guys, of course this list is completely subjective to my own personal opinions and preferences, but down in the comments below why don't you tell us what your top 5 games of the year are, and why. This has been Kez from the Deductive Monocle, signing out, and I will see you later. Have a good day.